API stands for Application Programming Interface. API, it allows one program that could be written in any language. Suppose it is written in Python, it could be written in Java or React or any other script to talk to another software. And this software is running on a server. The companies, they provide APIs so that the user, that would be this guy right here, he can access certain information from their database. The backend, which is the company right here, does not want everybody accessing every information from their database. So they provide API endpoints. Suppose you as a user, you want to communicate with the Uber. You want to know the price estimate, maybe you want to know the payment history. Well, Uber is not going to allow you to directly communicate with their backend or communicate directly with their database. They're not going to allow you that. That's not allowed. So what they do, they provide you these API endpoints right here. So you as a user, you communicate to the API and API will communicate to the Uber and Uber will send you the request directly then. So this is how it works. Now, in order for you to communicate with API, you may actually need a username password. Not mandatory, but it is possible the companies may actually ask you to enter your username or password. Or maybe they may ask you to supply some type of key. And the reason they may ask you for a key or a username or a password is because they don't want anybody or everybody accessing their information. Maybe they just want only certain people accessing their information. So this is what your username, password, or sometimes it could be just a key is required. Now, the companies may also limit their request to 100 per hour, maybe 200 per hour, because they don't want too many people sending requests. Because each time a request is sent to the company's database, to the backend, it has to do some work. So it does not want its system to crash. Now, Uber may provide different API endpoints for different services. Maybe, for example, you want to get a price estimate. For that, they may provide you this particular API endpoint. Maybe you want to view your payment history. For that, they may provide you this API endpoint. Now, there are a few key terms that you should be aware of. The first one is a client. Generally, this could be written in a Python program, or maybe it could be written in any programming language of your own choosing. That would be the user, like you and me. This would be right here. Then you have API endpoints. Generally, API endpoints would look something like this: HTTPS, and then the name of the company, or maybe API, something like that. And then you have HTTP method. This actually means that when you're communicating with your API, how are you communicating? There are generally two methods. There are generally two main methods: get and post. So you can be sending a request to your API. It could be using a get method, or you could be using post method. After that, when you send your request to the API sends it to the Uber, and Uber will send the response back to you. Generally, the response will be in the form of a JSON format. And this is an example of a JSON format, the response that you receive from the server. That could be something like this. So, how do you use API? Well, short answer is this: read the API docs that is provided by the company. And this process, it can be a little tedious.